friends, welcome back to my channel. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my September reading wrap up. But before I get into it, I thought I'd better just sort of explain what's going on here. So if you've been watching my weekly vlogs, which I will link the playlist of them all down in the description box. If you have been watching that, then you'll know that I in the last week and a half moved back to uni. So this is my new room. This is my uni room. At some point I am planning on doing a room tour, so I hope that that'll be up for you quite soon, as my room is pretty much finished now, which is perfect because it took me a while to finish unpacking all of my stuff. But seemingly I have quite a lot. I also wanted to address something which I think I have talked about in my weekly vlog, which is going to be up this weekend, but that is that I'm going to change my upload days. Now I really do think it's going to affect that many people, as there's like no one watching, not hardly anyone watching these videos, but just in case you are interested, instead of uploading on a Wednesday and a Saturday, I'm going to upload on a Thursday and a Sunday, simply due to the fact that I'm in uni on a Wednesday, and so it'll be really difficult for me to get a video up on a Wednesday morning before I go into uni. But I'm not in at the minute on a Thursday, so I can upload on a Thursday morning without having to rush it or anything. So yeah, this will be going up to the day I'm filming this, which is a Thursday, and then the next weekly vlog will be up on Sunday, and hopefully the pattern should continue. As I said, this is my September reading wrap up, and I didn't do too badly in September. I finished 2 books, and at this point it's 6 days into October, and I'm pretty much nearly finished the 3rd book that I started in September. But the first book that I read in September was Dark Triumph by Robin Lefebvre's, and this is the 2nd book in the His Fair Assassin series. This series has blown me away. It's so good, so cool. This series is about nuns who are nuns and assassins for the god of death. It's set in the 1489, so the 1400s, yeah, 1400s, in France, in Brittany. And what is really cool about this series is that a lot of the people, not obviously the assassin nuns for the god of death, but a lot of the lords and ladies, a lot of the battles and the wars and the court politics was all going on at the time. And some of the characters in this book were actually real people. And this book, I did not expect Dark Triumph to follow on from where the first book, Grave Mercy, finished. I expected this to just be a whole new book just about another of the assassins. Boy, was I wrong. This basically just picks up exactly where the last book left off, but a bit earlier on, telling you the story of Sabella. She's such a cool character. It's really interesting being able to read from her perspective and to hear this world and what goes on from her perspective, as she does a totally different viewpoint on it all. I also loved being able to see and meet the characters from book 1 within this, but from a completely different perspective. In the first book we're reading from Ismay's perspective. In this book we're reading from Sabella's, but we meet Ismay and get to experience and getting to know Ismay in a different way, which I really enjoyed. But these books are so kick-ass. The assassin females are so feisty, yet they're not without their full, and they're very human. They're not put up on a pedestal to make you think they're perfect. They're open, they're honest, not necessarily totally honest, and you don't necessarily always know what's going on. But you often know more reading from the character's perspective than the other characters do, which is really interesting. And this is just a fantastic series. I think this is a trilogy, and I'm really looking forward to getting the 3rd book. Ooh, that was my phone. I literally raced through this book, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the series ends. I also really enjoyed the friendship within this series of the girls, so the assassins who are nuns for the god of death. I really enjoyed seeing their friendship and seeing how they interact and how they treat each other. It is just beautiful. It's really nice to see in the midst of a world which is very male dominated, very politics driven, very action packed. But yes, it's political, it's steamy, it has you on edge, it's historical, and it just brings fantasy and history and real life crashing together in the most fantastic way with female protagonists who are just amazing. And then the second book that I read this month is one that I have a full video review up for, so I will link that in the description box. And that is this corker of a nearly 700-page book, which is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. This is the fifth book. Yes, this is the fifth book / sixth because of the prequel book in the Throne of Glass series. As I say, 700 pages is such a stonker. I read this actually a lot quicker than I expected to. I did really enjoy this. There was some flaws, but again, this is another book with the most kick-ass female protagonist, but not just one, like so many of the main characters within Empire of Storms are females who just kill it. They kick ass and they fight and they are just so strong and so feisty and so beautiful, and they just don't take any BS from anybody. This is a world which I absolutely adore. It's fantasy and it's magic and it's politics and it's war at its fantastical best. It is amazing. As I say, female protagonists that just kill it. But if you want to hear my full thoughts and feelings about Empire of Storms, I have a full video review up of this, so you can check that out, as I'm not going to repeat myself in 2 videos because that's pointless. And then the third book that I started in September, which I'm nearly finished with, is Sons of God's Generals, Unlocking the Power of Godly Inheritance by Joshua Frost. And then, so Joshua Frost is the person that put this together, but each chapter is a story of a different person. I've never shied away from, on the internet, on my blog, on YouTube, the fact that I'm a Christian, and this is a Christian book. And this book is a story, well, the stories, plural, of various children of international church leaders or worship leaders. Them telling their stories, what they went through, what their upbringing was like, being the child of one of God's generals. It's so interesting. It's not totally what I thought it was going to be, because I heard about this. Actually, it's a chapter that I'm coming on to next by Joshua Clark. I was at my church. His father, who it's obviously about, came and visited and spoke, and he talked about this book, and I anticipated all the stories in this book to be of children of church leaders who had maybe gone astray or hadn't had a great experience. However, this book really covers all sides, but from the children of missionaries that absolutely loved it, the children of missionaries that hated it, the children of divorced church leaders, the children of church leaders who went to Toronto, outpouring, like, you name it. There's sort of there's good, bad, ugly, beautiful in here. So far anyway, and I've been really enjoying it. What's been nice about this is you can sort of read the chapters aren't too big, so I've been able to sort of take it in bite-sized chunks, read it how I want. Plus, it's not a huge book, it's just over 150 pages, it's not huge, but it's really nice just to be able to read every couple of days someone else's story and just see how being the child of a church leader has impacted them, as I'm the child of a church leader. So it's really interesting to see how it's impacted other people. Now, as far as I'm aware, I think the people who wrote these chapters are potentially a little bit older. I'm not 100% sure about that I could be totally wrong, but from the vibes I'm getting and from some of the references, it feels like some of the people that have written this are a bit older than me, so maybe in their 20s or their 30s, or even their 40s or 50s, I think, in some cases. But I'm really enjoying this, and this is what I've got to finish in October. So yeah, the third book that I started in September is Sons of God Generals by Joshua Clark and about 7 or 8 other people. So those are the 2 books I finished, and the book that and the other book that I started in September. I'm actually, as you've probably gathered from this video and from my summer wrap up, I'm not doing TBRs anymore. I found them quite restrictive, and I'm the kind of person that is very in the moment when it comes to my reading. If I'm not feeling something, I won't pick it up, and I was making TBR videos, putting any random book in that I could find and then not being bothered by it, but feeling really like guilty because I hadn't read it. So I'm not going to do TBRs anymore. I'm just going to do wrap-ups and reviews, and so at the end of every month you guys can see what I've read without me promising to read this book or this book and then not go through it. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Remember to like and subscribe if you did, and I shall see you next time. Bye.